So today we are back. I said today we were going to work on a new beat, but I decided just to stick to my word. Yesterday at the end of our session, I said I was just going to dive into some of the settings that we have. And I noticed I didn't speak much about the instrument bus. So we will just dive into that today. I'll be very quick and brief here, and then we will start something from scratch. We're not going to build a beat, but we are most definitely going to dive into one of the beats that I made so that I can show you why that doesn't work for me. And then of course you can see what you want to take from that, and we can take it from there. So let's just dive into the music bus. Take all of this away, give you a bit of an idea. So what did I do in the music bus? So the music bus basically contains all of these instruments, you know, the keys / piano, the organ, the noises that I have in the beginning of the people, and the pads and the lead. So this is going to definitely take up certain frequency spaces throughout this EQ, right? This is just an overall idea of where all of these sounds come together. So let's just have a look at this. Let's just play this. This is basically where you can see I think this one would be better here. Okay, so I'm only gonna play from the music bus. I'm gonna play the pluck, the electric, and the lead. Just look where this is taking up frequency over here. See this? This is taking up frequency right over here. So what I want you to understand, well, let's just go back there quickly. What I want you to understand is that when you have vocals recorded in here, okay? When you got vocals recorded in here, there are certain places here where you find boxiness. There are certain places, you know, where you're going to find presence, certain places where you're going to find mud, certain places where you're going to find air. And you basically want to carve out certain frequencies here at this stage, so that when you get to the mixing stage, it's going to be easier for you to build onto that, because you're going to add reverb, you're going to add delays, you're going to add whatever. So whoever didn't see my video yesterday, so this is basically my template one. And in my template one, I prefer to just purely focus on production. So if you take a look, I've carved out over here, this is basically the muddy range, anywhere between 200 and 350. So I wanted to just cut an overall, you know, chunk out here, so that as I build the beat, I'm creating space, carving out things exactly where I need to carve it out. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at what we're currently listening to, the keys. So I got this keys over here. Let me just look at what frequency it's taking up. Okay, right over here at 3000, I'm actually taking a bit out, I'm carving out, because this is where the vocal sits. The vocal sits between 1.5K and 4K. So for me to just take a little bit out here gives me some more headroom to work with in the mixing stage. And of course over here, more boxiness, we don't want any box. We can see where this is actually, you know, present as we're playing it out, you know. So I don't really want to take out the body. I just want to take out a bit of the muddiness actually, and just a little bit of that, you know, top part where the frequency, where the vocal frequency is present. Let's take a look at what I've done here regarding the compressor that I used. I just used FabFilter Pro-C2 compressor. As you can see, it's not doing much. Okay, we've got literally, it's almost not even working. Let me see what's going on here quickly. I just want to get like a 0.5 being taken from here. Just a little bit of tightness. Attack, as you can see, it's not a fast attack. Release, semi-fast. A lot of people try to do this auto gain or even try to increase it a bit. I kind of feel that takes away from what you're actually trying to do. But then again, different strokes, different folks. I can normally work on it in the mixing stage. So this is just to tame this frequency just a little bit. Cool. Let's step over to the next one. I'm going to play this organ. What's happening with the organ? Okay, what do I have? Simple EQ. Taking away the low frequencies. Nothing's happening here. Again over here, presence for the vocal. Just a small carve. I got a Q of 1.4. You don't want to take too much away. Let me just make this a little bit bigger so we can see what's going on here. Come on. Come on. There we go. So I have a Q of 1.4, just a small dip over there, -1 dB on 3000. That's it. I don't see why I need to do anything else. Okay, let's maybe go over to, you probably want to know what that waka is. That is people making a noise over here in the beginning. Let's give it a hear. Just chopping off a little bit of the top. It's not really present anywhere here, not too much over here. Chopping off some of the low frequencies. Just carving some space there. Next thing we got, I got these pads. Let's see what I've done with these pads. Just get it on a good point. It's an electric pad. You know, it's got that movement. Now, on the Pro-Q3, as you can see, 400, cutting some of that boxiness out. At 3000, I got a bit of a dip there, just to create some space. Even though it looks like there's not that much presence there, I'm still just doing it anyway and chopping off just a little, rolling off just off the top a little bit. As you can see, I got a 24 dB cut over here, right at 150. This frequency is not necessary. Okay, as you can see, it's still present here. Okay, well, not still, but it's present, but I'm chopping it off. And then what do I have? I got a micro shift on here. You know, this is also a bit of a sound design. Like, I'm creating my own sound, and I'm going about it by, I think this is just a preset that I have here, and I just pulled the dry just a little bit back, just to give it some of that stereo effect in my ear, which I enjoy. It gives that dark feel that I'm looking for. These presets are actually pretty good, you know, on the micro shift. I've used quite a few of them as a preset, and you can like really listen to what makes it different, each of these presets. You can use it for vocals, you can use it for quite a variety of sounds. Next, what do we have? We got the main lead. I do think this holds a little bit of a, like a little bit too much of a low end. Okay, let me give it a hear. I'm thinking I need to just take some of that low end away. That could be good. Save that bad boy. And let's have a look. Okay, cool. Sorry, so what did I do? Again, another dip. This is like the main sound under the music bus that gets carried through the whole song. So I wanted to get pretty nice carve out of it at 3K, and just a slight rise over here at the end, or at the beginning, and just to cut off the low frequencies. Nothing too much, nothing too complicated. So yeah, and as you can see, nothing is dynamic. So what is dynamic? When you're looking at this Pro-Q3s, I could choose this. I could say make dynamic, and I can make an adjustment to how dynamic I want by pulling this back. there's no need to be dynamic at this point, because over here I'm just, as I say, like carving and shaping and, you know, making this beat, pop. I need the kick to sound the way it needs to sound at its rawest form. You know, it's this is the foundation of the next step. And then, okay, cool, we're done with this. So let's just listen to them. I think this one over here might be better for us to listen to collectively. Let's give it a go. Let's check out music bus. No major cuts. Independently, I carved off more from the lower end, but I kept a little bit of space on the main one, because each of these sounds, of course, different, and they bring in their own unique flavor at the end of the day. And these flavors like push the frequency a little bit further than them independently. I don't know if that made sense. Let's take a look. So here you can see I chopped him off over here. Like, I want to make space for some of the frequencies that I do let through, like this EQ over here. Okay, chopped a bit of him off, chopped more of him off, chopped more of him off. Well, that's a bass bus. Went a little bit too far. Anyway, I actually think I can take this Pro-Q3 just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Just to give it a bit more clarity there. Next, let's go to the drum bass, my favorite. You see, I separated the bass from the drum bass so that I can treat this bass bus. Sometimes we have more than one bass. Sometimes we have a Moog bass, sometimes you have an 808, sometimes you have a sub bass, sometimes you have two basses at the same time. So my workflow is to work on the bass independently because I can hear it on its own without the interference of any of the other low ends. So let's take a look at what I've done for the drum bass. Drum bass, there's a lot of instruments in there. I just wanted to glue them a little bit together, not too much. Let's take a look at this. Come on. Where's the editor view? Okay, it's not letting me make it bigger. Nah. No. So let's just take a look at what I got over here. Nothing major. I A-B'd it so that it sounds exactly the same. We've got anywhere between -3 to -5 dB gain reduction or compression on this, and fast release. Well, I think it's with the CLA, it's in the opposite. So I think this is a fast attack and that is a slow release. I need to double check, I always get confused. But moral of the story, -3 to -5 dB gain reduction. Nothing much, just gluing these instruments together. And then let's go to the kick. The kick, I'm not taking anything away from it. I want the raw material to come through. I made a little bit of a boost at 3.5 because I wanted to cut through the mix. I have a CLA 76 on again, and you can see what's going on here. It's anywhere between -1 and -2 dB gain reduction dB. -2 dB gain reduction. I have a ratio of 4, again attack at 3, release at 7, and like pretty basic, just to give it that tightness. And then I got a limiter on it just for safety. You can see, okay, can't go any bigger. You can see compressor is off, peak limiter off, high pass filter off, or high frequency limiter off, and we only got the clipper and the protection on. I'm only clipping anywhere between, it's just slightly over 1 dB gain reduction. And you can see what I have here. I've got gain reduction, I've got the clipper on, I've got normal, I've got the knee dead center in the middle, I have threshold pulled back so that I can get this amount of gain reduction, ceiling just at negative 0.3. I'm not mixing, I'm not mastering, I'm just protecting an ISP fast and no output increase. That's just for the kick. And then we move over to the clap. Clap, I wanted to snap nicely here at the end. Again, taking out some of that boxiness. That's it. Shaping it. CLA 3A. Whoa. Where did that come out? Anyway, so I got a CLA 3A, and you can see how much gain reduction I'm doing over here. I'm doing about -3, slightly over -3. Compressor mode, gain reduction, analog off, high frequency dead center, no mixing. As you can see, trimming dead center in the middle. And this is just a normal start me up right from the beginning. I can't make this bigger. Yeah, straight off the bat, this is just a regular preset that I've just made an adjustment. The idea is I don't want too much compression. I want to tighten it up and I want to give it presence. That's what I want. For the hi-hat, not much going on here. You know where it lives. So I'm dropping about 2 decibels, 2 dB, right here at 8,000. We know what happens at 8,000. At 8,000, this is where we got the air. And I don't want this to compete with the vocal when I do put a vocal inside here. That's it. And then the open hat, same thing. Literally the same thing. I just do what sounds right for me. There's no right or wrong way to do it when you're following the rules. You know, when it's your style, you know what you're looking for. You know, you develop your own sound. As long as you follow the rules, making hip-hop beats, you can do whatever you want. This is your canvas, your piece of art. You do what sounds right for you. And then the triangle, I'm sure I've done pretty much the same thing. There you go. I didn't see where I needed to make any other changes. These are the kind of instruments or sounds that live in the a little bit further up on the spectrum. Higher frequencies. That's it. The drum bus is done. Let's check the bass bus. What do I have? As I mentioned in my previous video, some 808s do not have the harmonics that you want in order for the sounds to come through on your headphones, in order for the sounds to come through on your speaker, on your phone, or your little box speaker, whatever speaker you have that is not a studio monitor. It's quite challenging to get 808s that do not have high harmonics or some type of harmonic twist to it, touch to it. So this is what I use for my harmonics. This is something from Flanagan. It's a free plugin. And if I just pop to my controls, just a little bit of a drive there. I'm balancing it, dropping the output by -0.5, asymmetry at 5, frequency response 0.1, frequency response at 0.1, and the crosstalk level at -90. Let me just go back here. This is not what I'm using. Okay, this is not what I'm using right now. Okay, this is just to give you an idea of, you know, this is my saturation plugin, this is my harmonics plugin. There's many other tools that I can use. This just works better for me. So what am I doing on the bass bus? Very easy. Taking a dip at 250. This is where mud lives. Okay? I don't want it to be muddy. I'm taking out right over here. Let me pause that. Put that off. Solo this. You can hear that harmonics from the get-go. I got no compressor here. I didn't feel like I needed one. Okay, this is just on the bass bus. There's only one instrument inside here, so felt like EQ, like just shaping it with the EQ is just like another safety precaution for me. And then when I step into the 808, let's look at what we got going on here. I've got, let me close this so we don't get confused. The 808, I'm boosting it at 50 Hertz. See, I've already done a sense of carving from the bass bus. I didn't feel like I needed to cut anything from here just yet. Okay, I'm doing a boost over here because I wanted a little bit more presence here at the low end. What I could do is I could just drop this, put this at 20, because we don't really hear any frequencies beyond that. And I could leave it at that, actually, just for another layer of security. Make sure those lower frequencies don't interfere with the whole beat. It's actually the better option for me to do. And then you've seen my Flanagan IV GI2 over here. This is just part of a preset of mine. I didn't need it at all. So yeah, that's what I've done over here. And again, no dynamic EQ at all. So let us check the next thing. What do we have here? FX. Here we go. Again, just let me just sort something out over here. Give me 1 second. Again, for the riser, I can see where it's living, where the frequency is living. Wanted to drop that muddiness out, drop some of that, give some space for the vocals. It's just the type of sound that I have. It's causing problems, or that could potentially cause problems later on. Now let's look at my reverse crash. Exactly the same. So let us listen to this beat now from the beginning, and then actually no, let's not listen to this beat from the beginning. I don't want to take you away from one of the most important things here. So let's talk about this instrument bus. What is the instrument bus? The instrument bus, it's like a stereo output. Just before the stereo output, I route all the instruments to the instrument bus. Oh, sorry. I route all the instruments from the music bus into the music bus, right? As you can see here, bus 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And then I route all the instruments in the drum bus into the drum bus. As you can see, bus 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Let me collapse it. I route all the instruments in the bass bus. So this 808, I'm routing it to the bass bus. Okay, and then all the FX, I'm routing it to the FX bus. But now you are looking at the output bus of each of these main buses. Like the music bus is out, like it's routed to bus 20. Drum bus is bus 20. Bass bus, bus 2. This is the actual routing bus for the instrument bus. So let's listen to this, right? If I drop the instrument bus, then you hear no sounds. So this is like a second layer of protection for me again. That's all I want to do. I want to just make sure that I can achieve this gain staging numbers before I do anything. Okay, so in my previous video I spoke about negative 12 dB, negative 16 dB, you know, like I achieve these numbers throughout the mix. And what I'm looking for here at stereo output is anywhere between negative 8 and negative 12, and you can see where I'm at. So I could just bring this a little bit down. That's why I've got this gain plugin all over the place here, so I can level it and I can make it look as organized as possible for me when I pop into the template number 2. So this is done now, and we are going to focus on what I said and what I promised. So we're gonna go out here. This is a song that I'm working on. It's called The Way She Is. We're gonna work on this together. I'll let you listen to what it sounds like. Can you hear it's quite loud? See? Look at that. I don't like to see that. System overload. Can't even listen to it at all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start everything from scratch. So let me collapse. Check out all of this. Just so unorganized. Let's just delete all of this. I don't need this instrument number 5. Let's delete that. See, I don't like that little loading sign over there. That little loading sign is killing me. Yeah, I don't need the master. You'll see here I've got these mastering plugins. Don't need that. Pro-Q3, don't need that. Don't need that. I don't need any of these. Okay, we're starting from scratch. Close this. See, I've got an 808 and a Moog. Check out all this processing here. Now we've got a clean canvas. Let's listen to the song. just save this. Okay. Right, now let me close this. Let me reopen that review, just so I can work later on with the sound designs. You see what logic I'm running over here? So what do I see here? I see that we do not have an FX bus. Okay, so we need to open up the drum bus. Just make this bigger. I like to call this music bus. Music bus. Okay, what the hell is going on here? I like to keep drum bus. Nice and bold. Bass bus. And I've noticed here that we've got this crash. That's an FX. What is that sound? Okay, yeah, that's sound. Okay, maybe we keep it in there. It should be fine. No need to put an FX bus. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna run through this with you very quickly. I'm gonna take you over here quickly. Let's focus on the drums. We got a kick, we got a clap, we got a hi-hat, we got a rim, we got a drill. What's this? Drill perk. And we've got this reverse crash and the intro perk. So I am going to channel strip components, track notes. So for the drum bus, there are certain dBs that we are looking for, right? And I'm looking for -8 dB over here. I'm looking for, again, -8 dB over here. For the clap slash snare, -16 dB, -16 dB, and then for the hi-hat, -16, -16 dB. Might as well just copy this, and we're gonna basically need to get -16 for all of these ones. Okay, and then for the music bus, we're looking at -12, -12 dB. We got a pad over here. Pads are -16. See what's going on. We're going to do negative 16 for all of this as well. Okay, and for the 808, or for the bass bus, let's do negative 10 dB, negative 8 dB. Also gonna do negative 8 for the Moog, negative 8 dB. For stereo out, I'm looking, as I said before, negative 12 dB. Come on. To negative 8. Okay, so that's what we got going on here. Now we're gonna gain stage. Where do I have most of these things playing? Okay. Actually, big thing before we do any gain staging, I am going to create an auxiliary. I'm going to call it instrument bus. I'm going to change this color to red so we don't miss it. Instrument bus, I'm going to, it's going to be bus number 32. Okay. Now we're going to send all of these stereo outputs over here to bus 32. Now got independent control over that before it goes into the stereo output. Okay, and now I am going to get this pad over here to push out. It's currently negative 16.4, so I just need to add 0.4 over here. It's exactly 16. That's what I'm looking for. Now I can increase this as much as I want. It's gonna remain at negative 16.4. And then here we got the next one. Okay, trying to get this to be negative 16 as well. It's at 1.2 on the gain. We're close. What is this 808 cover? Where are you? Here. Negative 16. We're currently sitting at negative 10, so need to bring that down. Was that negative 5.4? Okay. Let's do the bad synth. Negative 12.8, negative 2.2. Two point five, 5.7, 2.5, 4.7, negative 4.7. There we go. We can see how we want to change the volume later. Okay, and then we've got this Vox. Where is this Vox? Let's hear it. This Vox. What's going on here? Hey. There we go. Negative 10. So it's at negative 5.6. It's at negative 6.6. There we go. And we've got a second Vox over here. Seven 7.6. It's at negative 4.6. There we go. So now let's listen to all of this. See, the point here is we need to get all these sounds to hit these levels that we are looking for. Once we hit those levels that we're looking for, we're preparing it for mixing. Now I'm just trying to do my second level of gain staging, where I want to get all my sounds to sound the way I want it to sound on the right volumes. Okay, we can work on that. Now let's do those drums. Nothing on here, just pure gain staging. That's it. I'll work on that drum bass afterwards. We got the 8, we got the kick pumping at -12,8. So we need to add 4.8. Also, quick tip, this gain, if you take it out in mono, automatically makes the whole, keeps the kick at mono. Okay, I got this clap at -12. I need that clap to be at -16, so we need to add -2.1. Clapper can keep it mono too. -2.1, -3.1. Next one, I got the hi-hat, -9.1. Means I need a set -5.9. A lot of calculating here. You can also keep that at mono. Minus 5.9. So -6.9. There we go. -6. Add like -9.4 to that. I'm going to change this to -12. And I'm going to add 4 to this. +4, so that is -5.4. At least I got something to play with there. Okay, -6.9. I need to get it to -16. So that is 8.4, 8.4, no, 9.4, negative 9.4. And that's okay. Still in the ballpark. Maybe I need to make it louder. Yeah, I'm gonna make this also negative 12. Plus 4.4. So it's gonna be negative 5. Very good. And then, cool. Let's just take it over to the side. Whoa. Negative 20. If you take it to negative 16. Let's just change it like this. Negative 0.4. Keep it nicely at 16. Oh no, I should have not negative, plus it. Cool. Now we do the base. Okay, let's make this bigger. Negative 2.7, we need to get to negative 8. So we're gonna minus 6 point, no, 5.3. Okay. So I'm gonna plus 5.5 here. Okay. Plus 1.9. I think we could actually go to negative 12 here. Plus 2.8. Great. Okay, so we have, look at this, very healthy over here, negative 6.8, I mean negative 6.4. Now what I could do is I could minus 2 over here, check that out, 8.4. That's incredible. So now we have successfully gain staged. Now I just ask myself if this is loud enough. Let me just open this thing up quickly. I don't know if that clap, I think I'm gonna take that clap to negative 14 or even negative 12. We plus it by 3 here. So just negative 0.1. Okay, so that brings us to the end of today. We've now done gain staging. That is very important. I just put a quick reverb on the same I just put a quick reverb on the box on that channel, just to give me a sense of how I want. Remember, we are still designing the sounds here, okay? And I prefer that sound to sound like that. So that's all we done. We took everything off. We done a quick gain staging over here. We started to understand instrument bus just a little bit better. I want that louder. How nice is that? I'll just let you listen to it, and then I will cut today's session short, and I will 150 million% go through the rest tomorrow. All right, we have come to the end of the session. Thank you so much for giving me a look, and I will definitely follow through with what comes next on this track tomorrow. So yes, thank you so much. Please do not forget to subscribe. I will be bringing brand new things to the table, and I would like to do a video at least every single day. So yes, please stay tuned. I will have to love and leave you now. Have yourself a fantastic evening.